It's Pat and JT. Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
But
It's our Facebook Live every Friday.
is this hot in Cleveland?
It is freaking hot in Cleveland, by the way. Just in general, it is hot in Cleveland. It is so
you know what?
hot.
Okay, first off, you're in Cleveland. That's why we say that.
Yes,
and we'll have more to the story here in just a second. As a matter of fact,
beautiful.
This morning, I'm just going to say, this morning is the reason I love freaking summer. It is utterly gorgeous outside. Low humidity. It's warm, but it's not hot. It was like in the upper 70s.
Yeah,
it just hit 80 degrees. No wind. Just freaking gorgeous. It is right now. It is. It was a mother yesterday, and it's going to be a mother today. But then things will improve, and that's okay. So we'll get there.
It is the same. It's samesies here. Just hot, humid. But Cleveland is Cleveland. It's like I said yesterday. To be fair, like I haven't been many places. We were at the House of Blues last night for the Pop 2K tour and backstage recording.
You may explain what that is.
The Pop 2K tour.
Some of us are like, what? That's right up there with you right now are just like in your boat rolling down your river. You got BravoCon on one coast, you've got Pop 2K going on the other coast, and I'm like, what are you doing? You aren't supposed to be. You aren't the target audience.
You know how many times a week I hear that? So yeah, Pop 2K tour is hosted by Chris Kirkpatrick, and it's a tour. It's BB Mac and LFO, O-Town, Ryan Cabrera, like these guys all rotate.
There's a lot of people that wear our sweet stock.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. And that's we were talking about that last night. So yeah, we're at the House of Blues last night here in Cleveland, and then I'm actually staying with Brian McFadden in a Airbnb on beautiful Lake Erie. I mean, it's beautiful.
It is. I've been there once, Lake Erie, but not in Cleveland. I've never seen that view.
Yep. And so then we're leaving. We're checking out here in a few minutes and driving to Pittsburgh because they have another show tonight in Pittsburgh, and that's Chris Kirkpatrick's hometown. And so it's already sold out. It's going to be insanity. And last night I recorded them talking to BB Mac, and it was I got some pictures. It was awesome. The backstage setup was really cool. That was Chris's dressing room. It's kind of hard to see, but yeah, it's just really super funky.
Yeah.
There are the guys talking. So it was really good, great interview. And I've never met nicer people than BB Mac. The app, and it's almost like it's fake. And everybody's like, no, it's not fake. They've been like that for 30 years. They're the nicest people. But it was cool because this wasn't even really planned going into this. But Chris asked Brian if he wanted to go on stage and talk. And Brian was just going to be hanging backstage, and we're going to record some name drop stuff. So then Brian was part of the whole stage show for Pop 2K, and they got to talk about their podcast.
Their podcast.
Yep. And so I got a little video of that. Here we go.
Okay.
We have something even more special for you guys. I know what it is. What is it? It's the podcast that you and I are doing together. That's right. We are doing a brand new show. It's called Name Drop. The new podcast called Name Drop, where you can see us two just dropping names like Trevor, Eric, Britney Spears. Who? Britney Spears. She's in O-Town. Britney Spears. She's in. Do you know the members of O-Town? I do too. And it's Trevor, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Eric, Jacob. Dan Miller, I have a Dan Miller fan out there. Dan Miller is a local boy. Dan Miller and his family took me out today. We went salt side. Yeah. And Eric. And Jacob. Are you ready for O-Town?
So that was fun.
It's like your life's on loop. Are you ready for O-Town? It's like, I wonder if he ever feels that way. It's like, it's a great time. Why not just keep replaying it, right? I mean, obviously that's why people show up. That's fantastic.
Oh man, but I got to tell you, I woke up this morning and I was a hurting unit.
You weren't even drinking. Oh, you were.
No, I actually don't. No, And
so that's bad, Pat.
Oh, I'm so I feel better now, but so sore because lifting microphones is heavy and lights are heavy. I know it's.
We gotta send you to the gym, get you on a plan.
I need to get my SHIT together. I'll tell you that. I will. I got to tell you that.
That's awesome. So, all right. So you guys are driving. What do you?
Mhm.
How many are in the car, and what are you driving?
We are driving a Mazda something, and it's just Brian and I.
Oh, okay.
Chris and everybody else left last night to go get in early so they could hang out with family and stuff early today.
Okay. So you're co-pilot.
Yeah. So we've got like 4 hours to burn. And it's 2 hours to get to Pittsburgh. So we're gonna go by the stadium maybe, and then go eat lunch with those guys when we get to Pittsburgh.
Cool.
Yeah,
That'll
so
be
it is
awesome.
fun. And then early bird gets the worm tomorrow. I got to leave for the airport by like 3:45 or 4 in the morning. So my flight's at 6:10, and we're
Who
20
did
minutes.
that?
Huh?
Who did that?
They did because the other option was leaving at like 10:30, and then it's down. My connecting flight was in Orlando.
Yeah,
it
I get it. The earliest flight, most likely to be on time,
Mhm.
and less stress. Actually,
Yes.
aside from getting there, right? Really super early, but seriously, that's the best flight to be on because you've got a fresh crew.
Yep. Maybe.
They shouldn't be just coming off a red eye.
Hopefully.
So you'll have a fresh crew. You'll be ready to go, and hopefully no mechanical difficulties.
Knock on wood.
I did that. I knocked on wood too.
Thank you.
Oh my God, that's great. Well, on this end,
How did the show go last night?
right? That's what I was just going to bring up. Last night we were out at Hill Varsity Club, and Andy, Psychic Andy, our man, he was there with us, and we had all the tables were full. I got to talk to a lot of people. So I pulled a major diva move because I was on a call. It was supposed to be done a good 30, 45 minutes earlier than it was. Okay. And so I still needed to hit the shower before I went anywhere because my hair was in a ponytail on the top of my head. And
Everybody at the live show, you needed to take a shower.
So I did that. And then I rolled in, boom, I like hit the doors at 4:28. And we're 4:30 to 6:30, right?
Early, yeah.
And everybody turns around, looks at me like, whoa, like everybody thought I was supposed to be there at 4, I guess. I don't know. And she just hits the doors ready to roll. Somebody pull her chair out for her. And I'm just like,
the talent has entered the room.
Right. And I've never done, come on. I'm usually one setting up chairs. Just stop it. But
that's why they're probably pissed because you didn't help them set up chairs.
I got a lot of grief. I'm going to tell you that. The room was already full when I got there at 4:28. Everybody was seated. There were pizzas on the tables. There was beers on the tables. Drinks were being sent around. The Kugler gang was there.
I'm kind of surprised anybody showed up since they knew I wasn't going to be there, but that's cool.
Maybe we're on to something. No, there were a lot of people that brought you up, and they were sad you weren't there. And we talked about you too, and said that you're off doing Pat things in Cleveland. So whatever that meant. But yeah, the Kugler team was there. They were strong, and yeah, everything was just, it went really well, and we talked for damn near an hour.
Whoa.
We floated through a bunch of different topics, so we didn't really just like set on one for a while and dive deep on it. We more or less, it was just like scratching the surface with Andy to find out his take on some different things that are going on in the universe right now and different news stories like the congressional hearings about UFOs. And so we played some clips from the congressional hearings. There's so many people are like, what? That's real?
Yeah, you haven't seen that yet? That's
yeah. So we went through all of that stuff and we talked about all kinds of different phenomena. And it was a ton of fun. Andy sits there, all of his information's in his head. He didn't even have a piece of paper to write things down on. I'm like, I have to write everything down. If I think of an idea while somebody's talking, I need to write it down on a piece of paper because by the time they get done, I'll forget what I wanted to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Samesies.
Right.
You have 15 pieces of paper, little sticky notes on my desk. Like my desk is sticky notes.
Everywhere.
Yep.
Everywhere. And so I have my laptop and I had a notepad. I'm like ready for action. So here's a little snip just to kind of show you his family. He had some family members there as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's who took this video.
Okay.
If you want to
there we go.
Bring it up and then I shall hit play and kind of get an idea.
And radios and ham radios. And he was actually commissioned to install some of the electronics on the actual boat that was used in Pirates of the Caribbean movies. And so he said when he was on the ship and he had this overwhelming sense of deja vu that he had been there before, and we kind of laughed and we said, well, maybe you were. Maybe Johnny Depp wasn't there, but you know.
Oh, you never know.
Yeah.
I love, okay, now you mentioned deja vu. When you said that, that's something that's come up. And I've seen it talked about, but, okay, they talk about glitches in the matrix.
Mhm.
And I know that's one of your topics. And then also talking about deja vu. And deja vu, some people say that also brings up another topic, which is timelines. I don't know if any of you guys have looked into any of that stuff, the timeline stuff, which I never heard of that until probably about 5 or 7 years ago, about just the timelines, resets, the theories that go along with that, because some things just don't line up. Like, you know how old a certain building.
Almost like a Spanish Armada type galleon pirate ship, and described the details of that lifetime. And he went on to share with me that he actually has a background in electronics and radios and ham radios, and he was actually commissioned.
That actually is just starting over again.
That's awesome. I love the music he adds too.
Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
see his stand-up banner?
I
On the
couldn't see it.
stage? Pull that back up just for a second. You'll see it there on the stage, on the left side.
I
You
didn't
see
even notice that. Yeah.
Okay, so he's got that, and then on the table when I got there, he had all this all set up, of course, because he was there on time, and so he had everything set up, had his banner sitting up there on the stage,
Uh-huh.
or stand up, and then he's got his books on the desk, and he's got one on a little stand so you can see the front of it.
He's so prepared.
So prepared. He's got everything up there, and I sit down. He says, "Is this a little much?" And I'm like, he said,
No, it's actually awesome. That's
like,
great.
I said, "I want one of those banners that you've got because
Seriously.
it's a pull up banner that it's super cool, super smart too, and it's just something he can put up when he does presentations." But
Yeah, that's
yeah,
not
we
a
had-
lot. That's cool.
it was fun, and then people had some stuff that they wanted to know more about, so they'd bring up topics, and he'd go on that. And it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Is it totally like fun just to sit and interview him? I mean, like literally just pick his brain.
Yeah.
Um,
Random, just pepper him with topics.
yeah, and then he fills in the blanks. We did play Who's Your Dumb Friend?
Was he the dumb friend or was he the other person?
He played once. He played once, and I'm trying to think. The Kugler team played. Had a couple other teams that played also. And I did use the Chat GPT, right, to create the questions. Like that's why they were so much harder. I'm like, sorry guys.
So you're gonna use your next prompt. Okay, Chat GPT, do the same thing, but make them dumber. Make the questions not so
Dumber. I guess that's the word I should use because I put in simple, easy, random trivia. Right?
Make them for dumb people.
And so the first question on one of them was, on the periodic table, what's the symbol for gold?
McFadden, what's the symbol for gold on the periodic table? Do you know? I want to say, I think it's one of those ones where it's not what I think. It's not like a GL or a.
You're right.
It is GL?
No.
Oh, it's not.
You're correct in that it's not.
No, huh? We did Who's Your Dumb Friend last night. Jill and Andy did at HBC. Yeah. I don't know. Okay.
AU.
Yeah. Well, during the game you can't Google. He goes, "Why don't you just Google it?" I'm like, "Yeah, good call."
Because you're on a timer. I don't know.
Is it like RW or something down?
AU.
AU.
Yeah. And that was the first question to one of the teams, and they're like, "Are you kidding, Skip?"
Right out of the gate.
They were a little tougher than what I typically throw out, but
Right.
that's all right. You play, you win. It doesn't matter. So it was fun. But yeah, we had a really good time, and yeah, a lot of pizza was eaten, a lot of drinks were drank. Got to talk to I kind of went around the tables afterwards, and there were quite a few people who are like, I haven't even heard of half of these things you guys are talking about. I've never heard of them before. And I'm like, right? That's what happens.
Your algorithm is a little different. Your and Andy's algorithm is a little different than most people. Mine kind of tickles it a little bit just because you send me stuff, but most people aren't on the same train you guys are on.
No.
That's why
And then a couple of people also were I didn't know you were woo-woo. And I'm like, oh my God, you have been listening to us for a while. It's like, I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was fun. And then Shrink Show, one of the girls, Angie, was there. And a couple other of our people, Eric Francis was there. He's the Eye Test is his podcast. He's getting ready to start another one. Photographer for Hail Varsity and Hail Varsity Magazine. Yeah, so there's a couple of. Then Cam, super producer, he did a phenomenal job. He was the MC producer and setting up the chairs. Also running the microphone around the audience when they wanted to talk.
I actually thought of Cam last night because I was sweaty freaking Betty last night setting up, and Cam is always king sweat a lot when he's setting stuff up and producing. So yeah, I was vibing with Cam last night.
Yeah. So it was fun. He was there. Brandon was out there. They did a great job. So it was huge. It was fun. Look forward to do it again. We're gonna see if we can't get Andy to go out there and do his own thing out there
Great.
sometime soon. So yeah, so it was a ton of fun and a success. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, I wish I was there.
Tell what's he doing right now, McFadden?
He's in talking to somebody on the phone.
Oh, I was gonna say, is he like in his underpants? He won't come over and say hi, or what's
Yeah.
Okay.
He's talking to somebody. I don't know who he's talking to. Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's wrapping stuff up with the Airbnb so we can check out.
Okay. It's like I just expected him to pop in.
Yeah, as soon as he failed with the gold thing, he went and got on the phone.
Oh, well, understand. All
Yeah.
right. Well,
Yeah.
anyway, so that's the scoop. We haven't set up our next live yet. We've got stuff coming up in the next week. Corn Ferry Tour is going to be in town, and we're
Mhm.
going to be out there without a doubt because the championship is going to be going on a week from Monday is when the Pro-Am is, and I think things get underway. And Hurrdat just in general is heavily involved in that on many fronts.
Yeah.
And so if you're going to plan on being out and about for that, we'll be out there for that too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We're getting downhill slide to Husker football too. It's getting closer and closer. So
it's almost August. I think August is when you start kind of like getting excited, right?
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of that, there's I'll put the link in the description, but interview Damon Benning and Matt Rule interview dropped today with Hurrdat Sports. So it's a huge deal. So you guys got to watch it and click on the link in the description and you can go right to
Yeah,
it.
if football's your thing,
Yep.
you're gonna want to see it, of course. And a lot of people want to know more about Rule, that's for sure. And any chance to hear a little one-on-one
Mhm.
without restrictions.
Yep.
More
Pretty
so.
cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, then I guess I better let you guys go so you can go pack your bags and get out of that person's house.
Get out here, before they get home from work. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. If you are listening, we do this every Friday. It's our Facebook, Twitter, YouTube Live. Thank you guys for listening. Rate, review, and subscribe to our podcast, and have a fantastic weekend.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Hurrdat Media Production.